bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. We have a progress report tonight on repairs underway at the Rand Memorial Hospital. Just over a week ago, a fire erupted in the kitchen of the hospital, impacting the delivery of the health care at that facility. Tonight, the Minister of Health outlines the extent of repairs and the way ahead. Natalia Hall reports.
Officials say the structural damage caused by the fire was confined to the kitchen of the Rand Memorial Hospital. A significant amount of smoke forced the evacuation of the entire hospital. The Minister of Health, Dr. Dwayne Sand, says the cleanup exercise was extensive. He adds that in-house teams were used as well as local contractors on Grand Bahama. The cleaning included the replacement of ceiling tiles and a thorough cleaning of the air conditioning unit. Patients were then moved back into the hospital.
We adopted an objective scientific approach to determine whether or not it was safe to relocate patients into those wards that had been affected. And what that involved was not only the subjective determination of whether things appeared to be okay, but we actually tested the air quality, looking for particles per million, and compared it to international best practices. I can confirm that those readings, using very sophisticated equipment, confirmed that we had reduced the contamination of the air throughout the clinical spaces at the RAN.
The minister says he and his team were planning to contract a food services company until the construction of the new cafeteria located outside of the hospital is completed, but that decision changed.
He made a determination that it would be more efficient and significantly less expensive by more than $300,000 to repair the kitchen, and that is what we're doing. So using PHA staff as well as local contractors, we will get the kitchen at the RAND back online as quickly as possible. The repairs in the kitchen proper will cost us less than $100,000. Had we outsourced the services, it would have cost us as much as $500,000.
The minister announced that the new cafeteria being constructed is expected to be completed in the early part of 2018. He also thanked residents for their support during the unfortunate situation.
Safety is obviously our primary focus, but the people of Grand Bahama and Freeport in particular have understood and have exercised a tremendous amount of forbearance and patience, and for that I and the entire staff of the Public Hospital Authority, particularly the RAND, are extremely grateful.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
The 2017 lobster season is just hours away, and fishermen throughout the country are making final preparations for the harvest. But as we hear in this report, fishermen are being warned to abide by the regulations. The 2017-2018 lobster season officially opens at midnight on August 1st. Assistant Superintendent of Fisheries Clement C.C. Campbell says that the department is on high alert. When it comes to harvesting, he says, the rules remain the same.
You must have a compressor permit. You must have a dive card, certified diver, to avoid any accident from happening. Because in the last 2 or 3 years, we lost at least 3 or 4 persons from diving without proper dive classes or real certified divers. So we like to avoid that if possible. Stay within the rules. It doesn't change. It's still 5.5 inches. And you are to make sure have no lobster with spawn on it. If you get caught with lobster with spawn on it, it's a serious fine, because there's like 50,000 or 500,000 eggs per bearing lobster. So you want to stay away from that.
Campbell is adding that the Department of Customs Marine Division has come on board with fisheries to assist with patrolling the seas.
It's good to know Customs is on board, the police is on board, and I expect immigration to be on board too. Because if you're out there in the boat and you see fishing boat, you can stop them anytime. This is the Bahamas. We're all government workers. So we all have the same rights to protect the resources of the country. So for all fishermen, just don't think it's the police and the defense force. Every government department that's on the water will also be looking out for you all.
Campbell is putting strong emphasis on the rules and regulations this season, but says that he wishes more would be done by the government. He says he realizes that fishermen believe that they must stockpile lobster for the close season, but he says this must change.
It's ridiculous. I don't like it. And it's working against a lot of people. It's working against the country, and it's working against the resources. So we could just take this idea out of our head about you need to stock 2,000 pounds for the close season. And a particular place I went to had 2,500 pounds for the close season. I went 3 months later, and they still had 2,000. And you can go out there in April, May, June, July, and find lobster to almost every restaurant. That's unacceptable because supply and demand is a serious thing. So I wish the government could look into this by 2019 and have lobster off all menus at hotels and restaurants for the 4 months.
Lobster season closes on March 31st, 2018. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Welcome. Elaine from Freeport asked, what are the early signs of autism disorder in children? Thanks for your question, Elaine. Autism spectrum disorder covers a variety of symptoms, skills, and levels of impairment. Essentially, it is a serious neurodevelopmental disorder that impairs a child's ability to communicate and interact with others. It also includes restricted repetitive behaviors, interests, and activities. These issues cause significant impairment in social, occupational, and other areas of functioning. Some children show signs early in infancy. However, others may develop normally for the first few months or years of life, but then suddenly become withdrawn, aggressive, or lose language skills they've already acquired. Each child with autism is likely to have a unique pattern of behavior and level of severity, which can range from low to high functioning. So if you notice such changes in your child, please have them evaluated by a doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightburn is up next with a check on sports.